Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ashley, and basically, what I want to talk about is because I've been noticing people. I'm gonna get right into it. People love to say that, oh, you're trapped in the past, and this is a new generation of rap, and if you notice, they never say hip hop because this stuff isn't hip hop. Yeah, you can call it rap because like I confirmed in my other video, there's a huge difference between hip hop and rap. Hip hop is the culture, and rap is just an element within it. I don't want to go all into it, but that's your job to do the research. I'm tired of friggin' fooling people like I did, because I'm a young girl, like I said. I didn't, I wasn't pushed out of my mom's whatever and knowing all this shit. I did my research, and that's that, you know what I mean? So, basically, what I want to say is that, yeah, a lot of people like to say that, oh, yeah, you're so trapped in the past, this is a new generation, and they start bringing up all these new whack artists and all that, saying why this person is good, but they have no good reasons for why they're good or why I should be listening to them. That's the whole point. They're saying, oh, you should give them a chance and that they're good, but I have ears to listen. I hear them on my radio and TV all the time. That's the point of them being on the radio repeatedly, which they pay radio stations to do. If you don't know that as well, I'm going to start taking out my hip-hop cards and placing it on the table for you guys, because if you guys didn't know, what they do is, you see these really overrated people that you hear on the radio all the time and you're so sick of hearing them. Well, guess what? What they do, their label pays the radio station to play their shit over and over again. So if you're ever in your car and you're trying to listen to some good shit and you have to be forced to bring an album in your car because you know that the radio station is going to play bullshit, it's because these dumbass fucking record labels, who are a huge part of the reason why hip-hop is dead, don't even blame it on the artist. It's not solely the artist, it's also the labels, because they know that kids, they buy into the bullshit. They don't bother producing good stuff anymore for the artist. Because if you think about it, the artist is not 100% liable for the stuff that they put out. It's their record label and the sound that they want them to put out and all that. They have a lot to do with that. But anyways, that's a whole different story. But yeah, basically, you know what I mean? They're all saying, well, why don't you listen to other stuff? Do you think I want to be making videos like this? Do you think I want to be stressed out talking about or going back and forth with people about why hip-hop is dead or not? And it's not that I'm a hip-hop fanatic or whatever. Like, I love hip-hop, don't get me wrong, and I always talk about it. I can't, I'm not going to deny that. But the whole thing is that I wouldn't be on this topic of discussion of it being dead if there were good music out there. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's not like I want to be sitting here, and I'm not trying to be negative or anything. It is what it is. Hip hop is dead. It's reached its all-time low. If anyone were to ever, I don't care if you're a Nas, if you're a fucking, if you're Jesus, I don't care. You can say that hip hop is not that dead and that it's living or whatever. It's dead. It's plain to see that it's over, and it's over. It's just over. It's like, what is there about it today that I should like? I'll get into arguments with Drake fans or like just say Young Money fans. They're like, oh, well, Young Money's a new label. It's big and you should get with us, and whether you like it or not, they're big and they're out there. Yeah, I'm not going to deny the fact that they're big. Yeah, I can see that because, they're overrated and it's full of bullshit. They're not a true hip-hop label, but, I'm not blind to see that. I know that they're the biggest so-called hip-hop label out there, but at the same time, I don't have to be on no bandwagon shit and liking them just because a whole clueless, brainless, mindless, young, stupid, oblivious, yeah, they mean the same thing, but dumbass generation feeds into that bullshit. I don't have to be a part of that. And like I said in my other videos, I'm a young girl. So it's not like I grew up, like I did my research, and from doing that, I was able to separate the real and the fake. And people would expect me to join that crowd and be listening to Young Money and being a Barbie and doing all that stuff, but I have a brain of my own, and I can, separate the real from the fake, like I said, and I know it's real. I know it sounds real, whatever. And so it's not even, like, don't even call me old school. I hate when people say, oh, you're stuck in the past, because, yeah, I do listen to a lot of old school artists, whatever, because it's like, number one, I'm young, and I feel like I missed out on a lot of that stuff. Even, like, say, like Tupac, I never got to experience him all the way. I never got to experience him like as much as I wanted to because I was still a young girl when Tupac died and when he came out. So even Tupac, I mean, a lot of people like to mention the main two people that people bring up are Biggie and Tupac. That's like a given. I don't even like to call them old school because they're really known to the new generation. I would call old school like Grandmaster Flash, like the De La Soul, the Tribes, the Jungle Brothers, Run DMC, LL Cool J, and all those people. I would call those people old school. Biggie and Pac, they were like in the 90s, like the peak, like you're almost hitting the new millennium, but it's too bad that they had to die and they had to go out. But rest in peace to them and salute to them, you know. Definitely one of the realest to ever do it. Shout out to Biggie, Pac, I love you. Even Big L, oh my god, rest in peace to Big L. That's my dude, man. I fucking love Big L. But anyways, yeah, like I said, so, you know what I mean? It's like, obviously, yeah, like whenever people bring up, you know, whether who's old school or whatever, they bring up Pac and Big, and I kind of lost what I was trying to say. But what I was trying to say was that, you know, fucking lost what I was trying to say. But whatever, I'm gonna continue, whatever. I got sidetracked. But yeah, basically what I was saying is that like you would expect me to be trapped into this bullshit, but it's like, you know, get your knowledge on the game, and then, and even people, they like to say, oh, you know, this and that person is better than this person, and they're selling more, so they're better than that person, and they're the highest group right now, so they're the best to ever do it. No. And the thing with this generation as well, that I hate and it cringes my fucking skin to a cult, like, when they say, yo, I'm losing my mind again, my train of thought. Oh yeah, the thing that I hate is that they see what's going on now, that they forget everything that another artist did a couple years ago. Like, we're talking about anything from trends to endorsement deals to record sales, like, I don't know, anything. They're just so used to what's going on now, and they see what's going on now. Like, say if you didn't grow up in the 90s, say if even if you're a 90s baby, but say you were still in your diapers, so you couldn't really see what was going on. But now that you grew up, whatever, you only know a few, like a few things about that artist, but you don't, but you weren't there for the journey. You weren't there step by step, like you are now, to see what's going on with Young Money. Like, everybody's grown now. Like, if you're born in the 90s, you guys are grown teenagers now. Like, you guys are hitting 18, 19, whatever, or 20, 21, whatever. You guys are old now. But the thing is, you guys didn't grow up and to see that stuff step by step in the 90s, whatever. You are now, like, you are able to see the Nickies step by step. You are able to see the Drakes and the Lil Wayne step by step, and you can point out everything they did because you were alive to see it. Just like how when your mom tells you stories about whatever because they were alive to see it. Yeah, I mean, say we talk about Bob Marley, but not a lot of us know what he did. I'm not even that educated on Bob Marley and his music, whatever, but we know the name, but we're not so educated on what they did. Even a lot of people, they like to talk about, oh yeah, shout out to Tupac, but they don't own any of his albums. They don't know what Tupac really stood for. A lot of people think that Tupac is just popular because of East Coast, West Coast stuff, but they weren't there for the journey and to see step by step what he really did in his walking life when he was breathing. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. What I'm trying to say is that you're just so used to seeing what's going on now that you forget about what went on before. So it's not about being stuck in the past. It's just about dropping jewels on you guys and to say, no, you need to go back and do your research, because trust me, your mind state will be different and you will look at things differently. You can like whoever you like. I don't give a fuck. You can like that whole Young Money bullshit all you want. It might not be bullshit to you, so I don't want to be, you know, biased just because I'm a hip-hop head, you know what I mean? But, you know, obviously music did change, and compared to back then, music, Young Money wouldn't stand a chance. But, you know what I mean? Yeah, you have your own opinions, you have your own likes and everything, so I'm not going to sit here and bash what you like. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that, and I'm not trying to be like old school and like in a time machine. It's not that, and that's what like pisses me off, because it's like, only if you would do your hip-hop history, you will learn to appreciate them more, and you learn to appreciate not just them. I'm not saying that you have to run away from your favorite artist and not like them anymore because of what I'm saying, but it's like you will learn to even, just in general, to love real music more, to know real lyrics more, because if you take it in, nowadays when we're kids, they're not receptive to to like lyrics. Like once they hear you spitting lyrics and real shit, they run away from it. They're like, oh, this is so boring, because they can't keep up with it, because they force themselves not to, you know, operate or like have their brains on when something real is being said. But the minute they hear that dumb Tanucci, Young Money, shit, they're like, oh, whoa, whoa, yo, this is a shit. I'm like, okay. And I'm in a time machine. Yo, if I have, I'll tell people, call me old school, but like I said, I'm young. So you can't even call me, you can't say, oh, you're just an old bitch that is stuck in the 90s and that. No, I'm young. So you can't even say that about me. I just have fucking knowledge, and I have a fucking brain. I have something that's called a brain, and I know not to follow trends, and I know to follow real shit. You know what I mean? So it's not about being stuck in a time machine. Like I always say to people, if I have to be stuck in the 90s forever, I will. Because nobody today is proving me wrong in a way where like, okay, yeah, there is good music. Who? Say, fuck the 90s. Even in the early 2000s, music, hip-hop was still decent. It was still alive in a way, whatever. Like, say, fuck, yo, look at Big L from The Jump. Like, he made a song called I Don't Understand It, which is in my other video, and I broke down the lyrics for you, whatever. There were songs like that, Common dropped I Used to Love Her, whatever. Like, those were two songs where they're like, yo, hip-hop is going down the drain. You can see that they saw it from The Jump, but in the 90s, whatever, looking back, like, the 90s was the shit. Like, that's when good music was being put out. But to them, they seen it going down, but it's sad that we never seen it. We're thinking like, yo, calm, fucking Big L, what are you talking about? You were in the generation of good music, but they were smart. They seen that shit from afar, like, it's gonna go down the drain. And it has. Like, say, early 2000s, it was alright. Music was good still, but then after, as technology advanced in this whole auto-tune thing, and just hip-hop turned into pop music, and then people always mix up being versatile with being, like, I hear people say too, like, I don't even have to say names, but you see people who turn into pop now, and they're not doing rap songs anymore, and they're more of a pop artist now. People always love to go to their defense and say, well, oh, he or she is just being versatile. Listen, no. See, there's a difference between opinions and facts. What I'm going to say right now is a fact. There's a difference between being versatile and just selling the fuck out. There's a difference, a huge difference. Say if Tupac were still alive. We know Tupac as a gangster rapper, or as a rapper that spit knowledge and he was wise, whatever, behind, like you know what I mean? He was a wise person, whatever, on or off stage. But let's just talk about on stage. Pac, he had lyrics for days and he talked about real shit. That's why Pac is famous. He wasn't just famous or just to be famous or popular or was in the industry for pocket change. He was in it because of the real shit that he spoke. When you see Pac painted on the walls in China and Africa, everywhere, he's painted on the walls not just because, oh, he's popular and that he's overrated. Pac was never overrated. Yeah, he's popular, but he was popular in the right way, whereas he was real. He was real. Period. You can't take nothing away from him. But like I was gonna say, again, I lost my train of thought, but like I was gonna say is like, people, they just love to, you know, say, yeah, whatever, like, you're stuck in the past or whatever, you know, all that, like, but it's like, what was I fucking saying? Oh gosh, I wish I can have, like, I just go off track a lot. Bear with me. But when they're like, you know, how, fuck, I totally lost what I was trying to say. But whatever. You know, I was saying how Calm and Big L seen it going down from The Jump or whatever, and that, you know, the music was still kind of good, and oh yeah, with the auto-tune coming in, oh yeah, the whole versatile thing, okay, so you have to retrace my steps, oh my god, you guys must be laughing at me right now, but I'm not going to edit this shit, because this is real and raw and just plain, whatever, fuck it, no edits. So, yeah, that's the thing I wanted to bring up about Tupac. So, say if, whatever, so you know Pac being real and all that, what if he were alive today and he were to be on some, like, pop, techno, Jersey Shore, fucking music sounding bullshit? What would you do? What would you say? Like, if he was on that shit, what would you say? I know people wouldn't be like, oh yeah, he's just being different and he's being versatile. No, that would just be selling the fuck out because you want to sell records, and that's what a lot of people say. They'll say, yo, if Tupac were alive, would he stay true to himself, or would he be commercialized? Would he switch up? But I don't hear a lot of people saying today, quite frankly, in class, I was in class today, and some people were talking about Tupac, and they're like, no, I think he would stay the same because Pac is too real. He would never switch up, and I believe in my heart that Pac would never switch up. Like, yo, me and him share the same sign. Like, I'm a Gemini, he's a Gemini. Like, we're fucking realists. Like, we're like fucking philosophers. Like, we dig deep into shit. That's why when you hear me talking about hip hop, you may think, oh shit, that girl's so passionate about it. It's not that I'm passionate about just hip hop alone. You can give me any other topic, I will go in on it. It's just that we're realists. We tell shit like it is, whatever. So me personally, I don't think Pac would even go that route. To me, I don't think he would. You never know though, but I don't think he would. But you know, yeah. So that's my whole thing. Like, there's a difference between being versatile and just selling the fuck out. Nobody can tell me that, you know, oh yeah, he or she's just versatile when you're. No, there's a big difference. Like, say, there's a lot of artists who did, like, who worked with pop. Like, say, I don't know. And it's so funny when Nas was like, oh, how they considered his record If I Rule the World pop back then. Like, they said because he worked with Lauryn Hill, that record was considered pop. But to us now, that shit is like fucking gold. It's like everything. It's not pop. Like, to us, it doesn't even sound pop. That's like pure hip hop. You're talking about real shit. But back then, you see, it's so funny how back then they could see this shit like, oh shit, like it's going down, like hip hop is going down. They would tell Nas, no, oh, you're being so commercialized. Like, you see his album, it was written, his second album, they were like, that shit was commercial. Not to me, hell no. Especially in this day and age, it was written, like, it kills everything that is out. Fuck Illmatic. Like, fucking, it was fucking written, that album. A lot of storytelling, like, it was a genius album. If I Rule the World, genius record. But you get my point, like, even they seen it going down from the jump. But obviously to us, yeah, that Lauryn Hill and Nas record, it wasn't pop. But you get what I'm trying to say? Like, even they seen it going down from the jump. Big L seen it going down. Common seen it going down. Like, a lot of people seen it going down. You know what I mean? And KRS-One, he also talks about hip-hop. Like, he's like a teacher. Like, he should have his own course for fucking hip-hop. Like, he goes in as well. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, I just think that people need to stop saying, oh, you're stuck in the past. It's like, until somebody puts out something that's dope, for me to not be so stuck in the past. Do you think that I want to have a fucking MP3 full of 90s songs or early 2000 songs? I would love to download songs from the present. I would love to have songs on my iPod or whatever, or my BlackBerry. I would love to have songs on like, you know what I mean? But it's just that you're not giving me anything to like, and I'm not being hard-headed, or it's not that I don't give anybody a chance. I try to listen to it, and I can't even last a fucking second through the song without getting angry and wanting to turn it off. Because it's like, yeah, I'm not saying for everything to just be, like, say it, for them to just be preachy on every record. Yeah, they're going to have their sexy songs. If you're a female, you're going to want to get sexy, no doubt. Because I know if I was a female rapper, I would switch it up here and there, and I would be versatile in a way where I'd have my sexy records, and but at the same time, I'd balance it out, whereas, you know, it's not more of, like, the stupid records and the party records. It would also be an equal amount of, you know, conscious music where it's saying something. You can't just have, like, an album where it's, like, oh, all party records and then just one song. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to balance it out, and that's what we're trying to say. So when you hear, like, people like me going off saying, oh, you know, I fucking hate music right now, and whatever, it's not to say that, oh, we just want to hear preachy shit, because it would be boring. Trust me, when we go to the club, what would we be dancing to? We're not going to be bubbling to fucking Tupac Changers or Keep Your Head Up, whatever, like, grinding on each other to that song. We can't do that, obviously. But what I'm trying to say is that, you see, even somebody like him, I know I keep bringing him up, because he's just a good person to bring up, whatever, but even Pac, he had his party records. He had his I Get Around, his Have You Want It, I'd Rather Be Your Nigga, or whatever. He had his records like that. Of course, no question about it. Nas, he had his Uchiwalis, his other songs, whatever. But at the end of the day, what is Nas and Pac mainly known for? Their conscious fucking music, like their preachy records type of thing. Not to say that they're preaching to us, but they're speaking to us. They're educating us. They're dropping knowledge on us. They're teaching us stuff. I'd rather records like that, like, say if you listen to It Was Written, like, pure storytelling. Like, stuff is, like, wow, like, if you listen to his record Rewind, like, holy shit, like, I Gave You Power, when he's talking about having the mind, like, he's speaking for the gun, and he's talking as if he were the gun, and saying how, like, people, how we use it to kill each other. Like, records like that, like, when you're telling a story, like, when I listen to something, I want to know that I'm getting something from it. By the end of the record, I should know what you're talking about. I should know what you're talking about. And it's so funny, they had a picture, I don't know, I think most of you guys must have seen it by now. They had a picture that had like the hip hop evolution, and they started off with Grandmaster Flash, when there was like broken glass everywhere, whatever, and then after it went on to Tupac, and then it said, I see no changes, wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living, should I blast myself? And then it went on to the ATL rappers, and after, even the clothing started getting different, so the clothing started getting baggier by the ATL rappers, and it was like, oh, lean with it, rock with it, something like that, I don't know. And then after it went on to Lil Wayne, and then it was like Young Money, something, like, it's true though, like, you know, we taking these things, like, obviously we know that there's a change too, but it's like, when we see things like that, it reminds us, like, wow, like, yeah, music did change. And there's another thing called Lyrics Today, and it showed Tupac lyrics for changes, and then it showed a Lil Wayne lyric, and it just showed how, like, yeah, like, music is dead, whatever. You know, even stuff like Nicki Minaj's Stupid Hole, like, how do you, and it's not that I don't, like, I don't have any grudges against the girl, but it's like, what are you talking about? And that was a supposed diss to Lil' Kim, but you just did Kim. I'm sure Kim was up in Brooklyn or wherever she stays, laughing at that shit. What are you doing? If you're gonna come up with a diss track, like, the bitch was acting like it was like a fucking it was a Hit 'em Up or a Black Friday, or it was a Roxanne's Revenge, or it was a, what's that Eazy-E track called, this is Dr. Dre, Real Motherfucking G's. Like, she's acting like it was a big ass friggin' track like that. Stupid Hole, really? Even the diss track nowadays are so fucking weak. Personally, to me, I think the best diss track that ever came out, like a full-on diss track, like a diss track, that was, like, you know, like, you clearly knew that it was aiming for somebody, was Black Friday by Lil' Kim. That song, by far, is the best song, in my opinion, since Nas's Ether. I can be wrong or whatever, but that's one of the recent ones, the recent diss tracks that I heard that went in. And the reason why I bring that up too is because hip hop has a lot to do with, like I said, hip hop has different elements. You have your freestyling, you have your b-boying, you have even the DJs, whatever. That's an element of it, whatever. And you know, the whole competitiveness, like the beefing is a part of hip hop as well. That's the element of it. So that's why I'm bringing it up too, because like, even like the diss tracks nowadays is just so garbage. Like, but Lil' Kim, she really went in on Black Friday. I don't give a fuck if you're not a fan of hers or not. She went in. Like, give credit to her as due. Kim smashed Nicki fucking bar for bar, everything. And that's the thing too. Let me fucking say this too. A lot of people, whatever, yeah, they smashed Kim. They're like, oh, she's a hater. She shouldn't have dropped that. Yo. If it were back then, like, if you want to say, for instance, when Nas dropped Ether, how everybody would buy their radios and they were waiting for that shit, that's how you know hip-hop really lost its elements, because back then, people didn't call people haters for dropping a diss track. They were by their radios waiting for that shit to come on. That's how you know hip-hop was alive, and real people were supporting hip-hop. Now you got kids supporting it, and they like to do so, oh, Team Minaj, oh, I'm Team this, that's what's killing hip-hop, too, because it's like, people are just choosing sides, rather than supporting what sounds good and the lyrics. They just pay attention to, oh my god, like, oh my god, I love her, so I'm going to kiss her ass, so therefore I'm not going to credit Kim for dropping a fucking bomb on Nicki. They don't do that. It's like every time that somebody drops a diss track nowadays, they're either called old, a hater, or they say, oh, they're just doing that for attention. So, I mean, so many people drop diss tracks. If it's good, it's not like, say, Foxy Brown's Christmas Massacre or whatever. That shit, you can even understand what the bitch was saying. Like, I love Foxy, but that shit, no. I would have punctured her ears and made her go back deaf. That shit was fucking garbage. That was garbage. Black Friday killed Nicki. The whole fucking Christmas Massacre shit was garbage. Like, that you can go on. But Black Friday, just because, okay, Kim has, you know, people are ridiculing her nowadays for no reason, whatever. They're just joining the bandwagon is what they're doing. But I'm a realist, so I'm not going to hate on Kim for nothing, whatever. She did justice on Black Friday. I'm going to give her that. I'm just waiting on her new music to come out, and I'm patiently waiting, you know what I mean, because she is a good artist. So I have nothing bad to say about her, because lyrically and artist-wise, whatever, and all that, Kim is just amazing. And she's an icon. She's a legend. Like, Kim could sit on her ass all she wants. She'll still be the queen. She'll still be the greatest female, one of the greatest females. I don't want to give her all the credit, because there's people before her, like MC Lyte, Lady of Rage, who she always pays homage to, you know. You know, there's people before her, like, those people, and like Moni Love and Roxanne Shante, and, you know, and all those people, whatever. So it's like, you know, just give credit to where it's due. Like, I don't like when people say, oh, because you're coming out with a diss track, you're being negative, and no. Back then, people, like, see when Roxanne Shante, when she dropped Roxanne's Revenge, people were not saying, oh my god, like, oh my god, she's being so negative. No, people are so fucking whack nowadays. It's like, hip-hop lost its elements. Like, it's a part of the fucking culture, and if you don't like it, then don't fucking listen to hip-hop. You're not built for it, and yeah, period. Stop saying somebody's negative for dropping a diss track, because if somebody comes at you, you jab back at them. It's a part of hip-hop. If you can't handle it, then get the fuck out of the kitchen. And stop this whole peacemaking shit, like, oh my god, they should reconcile, and they should be friends. I didn't hear people saying that for Nas and Jay-Z when they're fucking beefing. I didn't hear people saying that for Eazy-E and Dr. Dre when they're beefing. No, it is what it is. Yeah, like, you had some people that wanted them to get back together for music-wise, like, for music's sake, but I think with the whole Kim and Nicki thing, let's just bring that up, whatever. People just want them to be friends. Like, that's so corny. No, let them beef, let them go at it, let them drop their diss tracks, whatever. Period. That's why Black Friday is being looked at as, like a negative thing, because it's like, people nowadays, they can't take a diss track for a diss track. They just can't see it as a diss track and leave it alone. They gotta be like, oh my god, no, they gotta make peace, so Kim's being bitter, and like, shut the hell up. No. Kim is fucking defending herself, and she dropped the bomb on Nicki, and she killed her, she ethered her, period. Point blank, fucking, period. That's that. God, it's like, people nowadays are so fucking stupid. Beef is beef. Let them go at it. Shut the fuck up about this peacemaking shit. No. Shut up. Holy fucking shit. Like, if you don't like the beefing, don't listen to rap, because you're not built for it. You're not built for it. You're being a little pussy ass bitch. That's what you're being. Like, shit, I don't want to, oh my god. Gosh, like, I don't want to sound crazy, but it's like, gosh. What's the other thing that I want to talk about? Yeah, just this whole thing about you being stuck in the past. It's like, until you give me something to like, until somebody drops an album that's good, don't fucking bombard me, what do you call that, where, like, don't tell me that I need to be, or what I should be listening to and what I should be giving a chance. No, like, even some artists today, like, even some legends are falling off. Like, they're putting out some whack bullshit because they want to fit into the mainstream, stupid, kids, like, they're trying to make music for kids now, whereas before they're making music for adults that knew their hip-hop. Like, hip-hop is dead. Like, at the end of the day, like I said, the record labels know what they're doing, and the artists know what they're doing. They know that kids are supporting this shit, so at the end of the day, they're going to give you crap. You're asking for it. You support it. And that's the thing, too, what people do. They're like, oh my god, music is so stupid nowadays, but they're the same ones that will go out and take out $13 fucking out of their pocket and buy the album. Why? Why buy something? Why buy into something if you say it's garbage? I don't understand that. That's the thing too. I can sit here and blame the music industry all I want, or the artists or the record labels, but at the end of the day, they're not stupid. It's like you're falling for the mousetrap. They're dropping that whack shit because they know that you're gonna buy it. You need to refrain from it and say, no, I'm not gonna take this shit no more. I'm not gonna buy it. And probably they'll switch up the music. You get what I'm trying to say? You can't just be buying into the bullshit and expecting record labels or artists to care about what to drop, because I feel like people should have stepped up from a long time ago, and probably hip-hop would have been okay. Probably we wouldn't have a Soulja Boy, we wouldn't have a Nicki, we wouldn't have those stupid-ass fucking, we wouldn't even know who Lil B is, like just all that shit. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just like talentless fucking bullshit that's out there. It's like you complain about music being so stupid, yet you're the first one to take out that $13 out of your fucking thing. You know what I hear people say all the time? They're like, oh my god, that song's so garbage, or I think that artist or that album is so garbage, but I'm still gonna go and buy it to hear what it sounds like anyway. You're doing them a favor by fucking supporting the bullshit, having them sell millions of records, or you're a part of that fucking statistic. You're steady saying, oh, whatever, it's garbage, but you're a part of that reason why they're releasing that garbage and they're making money off of it because you're buying it. How the fuck are you gonna sit down and say, oh, it's garbage, but you're still fucking buying it? It's just like on election day. That's why, like, even with voting as well on election day, that's why I think it's so fucking aggravating when people say, oh my god, I hate that we don't have, I don't like public transit problems, the healthcare problems. Yet, when election day comes and they're eligible to vote, it's not like you're a fucking felon and you can't vote. You can vote, and you can vote for the right person. If you're just gonna sit on your ass and then complain after election time is done and then say, I don't give a fuck if it's the president, a mayor, or a fucking prime minister. If you don't get up and vote, you're not gonna get the right person that you want. And same thing with the record, with the record sales. You can sit and complain all you want about hip hop, but if you're supporting it, you're a part of that mass majority, and you're a part of that a part of those brainless dumbass people that support that shit. You're a part of them. You're a part of the reason why, you know, hip hop is taking a downfall. The same thing with election day. If you don't want to fucking George Bush for president again, don't fucking vote for that bullshit, or get up off your ass and vote for the right person. The same thing with hip hop. Support the right people. Go out and buy the right albums. Or if you know that garbage albums are dropping constantly, don't buy albums at all. So they can get the message and say that, yo, fuck, people aren't buying our albums, or they're not supporting this bullshit no more. And then they can finally see, you know, like, our pain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, people are just so stupid. Why go out and support something when it's garbage? Don't do that. And don't tell me that I'm stuck in the past when there's nothing in the future that's good. If I have to be stuck in the past, all I want, I will be stuck in the past, because the shit from today is pure fucking trash, period. It's garbage. There's nothing to like. And everybody and their fucking mother knows that music today, just in general, whether it's pop music, because even pop music, they all sound the same. Like, I can never tell whether Lady Gaga is on the radio, or Kesha, or Katy Perry, or Britney Spears, because they all have the same sound, and this whole Jersey Shore techno sounding pop music. Whereas before you had Christina Aguilera, you had Madonna. If you want to go way back, we had Madonna, whatever. But, like, let's just not go way, way back. So we had our Pink, Christina Aguilera. Who else is that? We had our Britney Spears still. Who else did we have? I don't pay attention to pop music, but you can tell. You could have told if it was Christina Aguilera on the radio, and if it wasn't Pink. Like, their music and their beats, like their instrumentals, whatever, like the beats on their music, it didn't sound the same, like this, and this whole and this whole friggin' techno fucking auto-tune sound and shit. They all sound the same. Even Nicki sounded like Katy Perry. Whether you like it, fuck, yo, Nicki's a pop artist. Even Nicki sounded like fucking Katy Perry. I can't, like, I can't even, like, tell the difference between Katy Perry and Nicki. I can't tell the difference between Katy Perry and Kesha. They all sound the same. Like, so it's not even with hip-hop. It's like, no matter what genre, like, hip-hop is just going down the drain. I mean, music is just going down the drain. Whether it's fucking pop, like, I don't know too much about rock and roll because I don't listen to rock music. But the two general ones, like hip-hop and pop, those two things are going down the drain. As we fucking speak, as I speak, it's going down the drain. Like, it just all sounds the same. There's no substance to it. It's just so commercialized. Everything's about image and just, it's a hot mess. Like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. But my whole thing, I don't want to go in because I know, yeah, we're over 30 minutes and I don't want to keep you guys. But it's like, don't force me to like something because, oh, you know, they're the end thing, or that they're popular, or that, oh, you know what I mean, because it's the new school. Like, I always have, and especially problem with, like, with Young Money fans, they always come at me, talk about, oh, Drake, this and Nicki, this and that. I don't have to like them. I don't have to like them. It doesn't mean that just because they're the end thing right now that they're dropping good music. Face it, we're in a day and age where music is garbage, and people will buy into anything. They will. And albums sell fucking rapidly today. Believe it or not, people like to say that albums have a hard time selling today. It doesn't. And they like to say, oh, well, no, because it's being bootlegged. Like I mentioned in my other video, albums have been being bootlegged for ages. Even Nas said himself that people used to sell shit out of the back of the van. It's just different forms of how it was being bootlegged. Now we have the internet, so now it's just technology-wise. It's being bootlegged technology-wise. Like, on YouTube, we can hear our free tracks. On, I don't know, like, we can burn CDs now. We can do everything. Like, back then they used to burn CDs as well, or, like, tapes, like, tape players, whatever. They used to use that. They used to sell it on, like, newsstands illegally, whatever, and all that. It's been being bootlegged. So, like, this whole bootleg shit, like, oh, yeah, it's harder to sell, but no, actually, it's easier to sell because now you have iTunes, you have YouTube, which a lot of people got discovered on. Even if you came up on a come-up DVD, it eventually made YouTube, and we know damn well, especially black people, we're not going to fucking invest in buying no fucking come-up DVD. So we all know that you got fucking founded on YouTube. We have no time to go purchase no fucking DVD. We're not going to take no money out of our pockets for no unknown, unsigned artist, and that's a fucking fact. We're going to watch you on YouTube free. You know what I mean? We're not going to go and buy shit. Yeah, like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So it's easier for people to sell now. You have your iTunes, you have your YouTube, you have your Twitter. I see these thirsty-ass artists, oh, buy my fucking record, buy my record, this and that, whatever. Oh, team this, team that. you have Twitter now, you have Facebook, whatever, you have people promoting their stuff everywhere now. So don't tell me that, oh yeah, because, oh, albums are hard. No, it's not harder to sell, and anybody with a fucking brain would fucking know that. Period. You don't have to be you don't have to have knowledge on the fucking hip hop industry, or you don't have to be a hip hop head to be saying anything that I'm saying. Anybody can be saying what I'm saying right now. Anything is possible. It's about doing your homework and about doing your research and finding shit out. That's that. I didn't wake up knowing these things. I did my research, and it's just common sense as well. Like, you know, bullshit sells nowadays. We have iTunes and all that. Shit sells. There's a lot of overrated artists, and that so happen to have huge fan bases that support their bullshit. But it doesn't mean that they're good just because you have a good. And the whole thing too, because I got this many followers, and a lot of things that fans say too that fucking makes me laugh. It doesn't even piss me off. It just makes me laugh when they're like, oh, well, this artist is better than this artist because they have more followers on Twitter than this person. Also, when does having more Twitter followers have anything to do with hip hop or talent? Yeah, it's the generation that we live in. Dumbass, young, fucking stupid ass, bitch ass, fucking kids who probably just fucking got out of their diapers trying to fucking kick some knowledge on fucking somebody like me. I don't think so. I'm young too, but I know my shit. Don't try to come here with no bullshit. But Twitter followers, fuck yourself. And the other thing too, it's like, yeah, those people have a lot of followers, whatever, but it's like, why aren't they selling 13 million copies? Because if you're comparing Twitter followers to record deals, that shit, like, name any overrated artist on Twitter. They're gonna have like over 1 million Twitter followers or 10 million. Why didn't their album sell 13 million followers? I meant 13 million. Well, that's what we should call record deals nowadays. We should call it followers, because apparently having a lot of Twitter followers means that you have talent. Oh, okay. Or because you have a lot of YouTube hits. A lot of people don't know it, and why people say, oh yeah, you're so stuck in the past. Because it's like, they always compare old school artists to new school artists, and they'll say that the old school artist is garbage because the new school artist is selling this much, or they have this much views on YouTube and this much followers on Twitter. What you have to understand is that somebody like, even look at Nas, he's not even close to 1 million followers, but he's still a fucking poet, he's still a great legend, he's a fucking hip-hop genius. You can't take that away from him just because he's not from the friggin' the digital era. Just because he's not from the computer era where there's YouTube and all that. I guarantee you, even like a Little Kim, I guarantee you, because even when Biggie were alive and the whole Bad Boy era was popping off and the whole Junior Mafia, I'm sure if Twitter was around back then, she would have well over 20 million followers by now. But she just didn't come from that era. Nas didn't come from that era. Cool G Rap didn't come from that era. MC fucking 8 never come from that era. You know what I mean? Those people never come. There's a lot of legends on Twitter that don't have over 1 million followers because they're not from that generation where computers were around. And a lot of their fans are older. They have more older fans, more knowledgeable fans, whatever, that aren't on a computer or that don't own a Twitter, whatever. Let's face it, a lot of their fans are older because, you know what I mean? If you grew up on a Tupac or if you grew up on a Kim or whatever, obviously you weren't in diapers if you were a grown person already. So a lot of them by now, they're hitting their 40s or whatever, like they're grown people. A lot of them don't have no Twitter, but I'm sure if they did, I'm sure a lot of those artists would have over 1 million fucking followers. So that's the thing that you need to understand as well. Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, Drake, and all those people, they come from an era where it's like a digital era where stuff are being sold on iTunes, where you have Twitter now and everything. So that's like the easiest way to get to an artist is on their Twitter or fuck music too. Even the news, like I don't even watch the fucking news anymore. I get my information from Twitter. If I find out that somebody died, it was because it was the #1 trending topic. Period. You find shit out on Twitter more. It's like the #1, not even fan base or just for music. It's just for everything now. It's for everything. It's for everything. So it's like I don't like when people say, oh yeah, like just because I'm sticking up for an artist because they're from an older generation doesn't mean that I'm stuck in the past. I'm just trying to drop some knowledge on you to tell you that just because the person has over 1 million Twitter followers, it doesn't mean that they're talented, or that just because a new school artist has more followers than an old school artist that the new school artist is better. Followers has nothing to do with talent. Record sales has nothing to do with talent, because a lot of people are dropping garbage fucking albums today, and they're selling millions of copies, and there's real people who can't even fucking go gold. It's sad. You have people that are dropping albums who people don't even know they dropped an album or a mixtape or whatever, because number one, obviously they're not overrated and they're not going to get that same promotion or whatever. But it's like still, it's like when you're real, you don't sell a lot. And when you're fake, you sell like over 1 million fucking copies. And even if the album gets bad reviews, if you're a Lil Wayne or a Nicki Minaj, you're still going to sell well over 1 million copies because it's because of your name and your fame and your overratedness. You're going to sell regardless how fucking garbage you are. Period. And if you don't see that, then there's something wrong with your fucking brain. And it's not an opinion, it's a fucking fact. Overrated artists sell. Sell out, especially if you're a sellout, you sell. Sell out, sell. Sell out, sell records. Put it like that. Put it like that. Period. And if I'm a youngin if I'm a young person, I'm a youngin whatever, and I can drop all this knowledge on you, you know that I'm not, like what I'm saying is not garbage, because a lot of people think that I'm way older than my actual age. No, I'm not. It's just that I'm wise beyond my years and I'm able to pick out the real from the fake. And I'm a Gemini, you know, we're very opinionated. But obviously a lot of our opinions are fucking facts because we're knowledgeable. Shout out to all my Gemini out there. Pop was a fucking Gemini. You've seen how opinionated he was and how knowledgeable he was. He was very wise. Very wise. And he was a young dude too. You know? It's just that from your real, that's about it, you know what I mean? As long as you're a real person, that's it. You know, but it just seems like the fake people like to cling with the fake people and they don't really like to see shit for what it is. It's like, no matter how fake or garbage somebody is, as long as they're fucking popular, it's like, I'm gonna give you the attention. Like, if it were up to me, a lot of these albums would be selling, there'd be in a crisis and Lil Wayne and all those fucking young money faggots would be working at fucking McDonald's. Because they're not no fucking true hip-hop label, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not going to be a bitch-ass pussy, whatever, and just jump along and ride the fucking, you know, ride their tail just because everybody else likes them, and because, oh, I think people will attack me for not liking them. I can give a fuck. I have my own brain. I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not a puppet. I don't have to fucking follow what everybody else is doing. I have a mind of my own, and unlike a lot of young people, I have a mind of my own, and I'm not an airhead, and I know my shit. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say with the whole hip-hop thing. Don't force me to like shit that's out now. Until somebody proves me wrong and puts out something good, I'll be stuck in the past and I'll listen to my fucking hardcore. I'll listen to my fucking Illmatic. I'll listen to my Ready to Die. I'll listen to my Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous by fucking Big L. I have to say that it's by Big L because a lot of people don't even know who the fuck Big L is because they're just into this young money shit, whatever. But whatever. I'll continue listening to my Cool G rap. I'll continue listening to my Wu-Tang, my Tribe Called Quest. I will continue to be in that fucking state of mind until somebody proves me wrong. And that's the end of what I gotta say. So, if either you like, dislike, comment, give your opinions, and tell me what you think. And that's about that. Bye! Thank you for listening.